the president achieve that African Union objectives. That is why we come here. Na tutafanya presentations and I'm very...
I think today we are gathered here for NEPAD and IPRM to present the report on peer review for countries, and Kenya has been on the forefront of ensuring that they are reviewed periodically, with the first review done in 2006.
Yes.
The second one was done in 2016,
Yes.
and we continue to be reviewed as and when there is need. And as a country, I'm very excited that we are really committed to the 4 pillars that have been set by IPRM. And even as a county in Nyandarua, we are really also focusing on the 4 focus areas, and we want to ensure that there is good governance, there is transparency, there is value for money in terms of what it is that we are doing, and that the citizens are actually involved in all the development agenda, in the social activities that are happening, and even politically, because Kenya, we normally have a lot of issues, especially when it comes to the elections. We want the citizens to know what it means to get good leaders, what it means to actually elect the people who are going to take them to Canaan. I think that's very important. One of the issues that has been highly highlighted in the peer review mechanism report is the non-compliance to section 65 of the Constitution on the 30% recruitment from other outside the county of recruitment. I mentioned to the team that visited us today that yes, it's constitutional and would want to comply. Unfortunately, Kenya has been struggling with unemployment rates. If we look at Nyandarua, our youth percentage is more than 43%, and most of them are not employed. If you tell me to recruit 30% from another county, I'll be wondering, why am I giving an opportunity to the other counties, yet my people are lagging behind, and the other counties might not want to employ my own people. So yes, we would want to do it, but it's going to be a tricky balance. And the other thing is that in terms of engagement at the county level, there's a lot of politics in it. Remember, the governors are elected. They must support their own people. They must be seen to be changing the development agenda of the county. While we know that it's not only the youth who can change the development agenda, the unemployment rates are making it very difficult to actually recruit from other counties. However, I think it's not that bleak, because what we can do is that there can be enforcement, and also we can the counties can partner with like we have 2 counties, like if it's Nyandarua, I partner with Makueni. We say they'll employ my 30% and I'll employ their 30%, or it across. And that, I think, is the way to go, so that we ensure that everybody is given an equal opportunity. And even as we are saying, there is unemployment, everyone is considered. It might not be everyone, but a big percentage is considered. And that's what we want, so that even in terms of political softening, even our people on the ground can see the governors are really working hard to support the youth.
Okay, now that we have
we have ministers from his office, but just to state in full, we are here.
Some of the highlights of this report include the fact that we were highly commended for establishing the system of devolved governments, because there before there were perceptions of marginalization across the country, and for that reason we needed to manage our diversity in a better way. So under the new constitution of 2010, we came up with the devolved units and granted the public an opportunity to participate directly in decision making on governance and development in their own areas, and that helped them to feel like a part of the whole. Now, in this report, what has been pointed out, although we made progress in that at the national level in terms of trying to deal with diversity management, there are emerging pockets of diversity mismanagement now in the counties, and that is with regard to how counties are not complying with a piece of legislation as Section 65 of the County Governments Act, which talks about the composition of the public service within the counties, the 70-30. You see that in some cases, instead of complying with that, they tend to defeat the contemplation of the law. The contemplation of the law was to have a face of Kenya in the county public service. But sometimes, if it's Nyandarua, if you end up employing people from Murang'a or from Kiambu to fill up the 30%, you defeat the purpose. Likewise, if it's Migori and you are employing people from Kisumu, you defeat the purpose. And at a time when we are talking about building bridges and trying to ensure that we maintain our national unity, it is very, very important that counties comply with that piece of legislation and ensure that the character and the face of the civil service at the county level is truly Kenyan. So that was one of the issues that was highlighted. Because now we did the second review under the new constitution, and where we have the 2 levels of government, the commitments that the president made have now become a shared responsibility of the 2 levels of government. Therefore, we came up with the county peer review mechanism as a multi-agency effort to also enable the governors to peer review each other and to make commitments that they can be held to account by their colleagues, the other governors, but also by the citizens. So it's an opportunity for citizens to engage with their county governments. We are trying to foster democratic dialogue where citizens can say, you have 14 functions that were transferred to you constitutionally under the new constitution. And now you are doing well in serving us in this area, but we are not happy about ABCD, and we need you to change. So that's the kind of conversation that we are trying to foster, so that we can improve governance and service delivery performance.
Kisilu, I'm a director at NEPAD. I sit at the National Governing Council.